Hello everyone and welcome to Dutch Greybeard. August hasn't been one of my best reading months of 2023. I read 6 books and my average star rating for these is 3 stars out of 5. For comparison, I calculated the average monthly score of this year and that looks like this. As you can see, February is the winner in terms of quality with 4.81 out of 5, and May was the least in terms of quality with 3.78 stars out of 5. As mentioned, I read 6 books this month. With the exception of part 10 in The Wheel of Time, all of them were short reads, very short reads. My total page count was nothing more than 1,647 pages. Let's compare that to the other months of this year as well. There, May is the leader in quantity. June was not a very good month with 1,859 pages, so both in quality and quantity, August was not a top month for me. Let's have a closer look at the books themselves. I started reading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. These are short reads. I managed to read 3 of the 5 books in the series. I really enjoyed the first one, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is only 180 pages and I gave this one 4 stars out of 5. The first 2 pages alone made me laugh out loud 3 times. I also liked the second book, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, with 200 pages. Altogether here, the level of absurdity overshadowed the level of humor for me. 3.5 stars out of 5. However, if I were to rate individual chapters, number 29 of this book will get a straight 5 out of 5 stars for me. The few chapters leading up to this highlight in the book are very funny as well. But chapter 29 is both hilarious and profound. I won't go into it here because of spoilers, but if you've read this book and can't quite remember this chapter, check it out. I'm quite sure you will instantly start laughing again. Book number 3 of the trilogy of 5, Life, the Universe and Everything, with 199 pages, didn't do it for me. There is an occasional funny moment, but overall I stumbled from the one absurd scene into the next, being bored most of the time. In the margin I wrote lines like, "Is there still a story going on here?" and "Why am I reading this?" The story picks up somewhat in the last 20 pages, but that didn't save the book for me. 2 stars out of 5, and that's me being generous. I will finish reading the series and I certainly hope that this downward spiral isn't going to continue. During August I also read Grumbles from the Grave by Robert Heinlein. This book is 281 pages. This book has been on my TBR for more than 8 years. I picked it up when I did my tribute to Heinlein video. It's a collection of his letters that were edited by Heinlein's wife, Virginia. It would have been better if she hadn't done that. Her additions to clarify a situation were very welcome, but the fact that the letters are not in chronological order and that they are grouped by subject was contrary to helpful. Still, I enjoyed reading this book. I then read a very short book. This is only 128 pages. You can hardly call it a book. And this is by Don Miguel Ruiz, The Circle of Fire. Don Miguel Ruiz is a spiritual writer whom I greatly admire, but this booklet didn't contain very much new information for me. And finally, I finished reading Crossroads of Twilight. See if it doesn't shine like this. Crossroads of Twilight, the 10th book in the Wheel of Time series. This is 686 pages. I have to say, I'm glad I got through it in one piece. The much debated reading slump is definitely there for me. But even then, it's not a bad book. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5. Nothing much of importance happens in the story. I could summarize it like this. This book describes where people were and what they were doing during a very important event that took place at the end of the previous book, Winter's Heart. Another off-putting element for me is that there are way too many characters passing by. At points, I stoically read on, not even trying to understand anymore who was talking or doing something. On one page, I'll show it here to you, I counted all the different names. Of the 18 characters mentioned, I only knew 2, and that is absolutely not enough to keep captivated as a reader. Also, Jordan's habit of interrupting the action or a dialogue to describe something less important, usually the dresses the ladies are wearing, is off-putting. So I understand the reading slump completely. As I mentioned in a short I did recently, from here on, it is fast forward in the Wheel of Time for me. Only 4 more books to go. Even though the numbers of August are a bit disappointing, reading is enriching me one way or another. Still, I hope that September will be a better reading month for me. At this moment, I'm reading Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. Only about 100 pages in so far, but I'm enjoying it very much. Then I want to read the next Wheel of Time book, which is Knife of Dreams. And apart from that, anything is possible. Perhaps I'll start the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. This series has been tugging at me for a while now. Or I might begin reading Robin Hobb. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching this video. Until we meet again at Dutch Greybeard.